Hey everybody, I just wanted to take a minute and go over this very important form that I have to have from degree candidates. So as you hopefully already know, after this class, all of your child development classes are going to require time spent in a professional setting. And so of course you have to have permission to do that. Most of the hours that you do will be spent at one facility, although there are occasions when you have to visit a separate facility, and we'll talk about that when we get to that. But for many of you, this will be where you work. For others, it will require finding somewhere you can volunteer. And if you need help with that, just obviously reach out to me and I can help you. So I'm just going to read this to you real quick so I don't forget anything. After this class, all of your child development classes will require field work. If you are already employed in in the early care field, most, but not all, like I just said, of your field experiences will be done where you are working. If you are not working in a child care facility at this time, be aware and prepared for field work. Be aware and prepared for field work and getting a background check done. Since every facility has their own process for background checks, you will need to be determining where you will be conducting your fieldwork experiences, gaining permission, and going through the required process for background checks. All students will need to supply me the name of the facility where they work or where they will be volunteering by class week 7. Use the form attached and have the owner, director, supervisor sign that they are open to you or conducting a field work or that you are employed by that facility. This is a major assignment worth 50 points. If you do not live in Oklahoma, you will need to supply me with your state's required background check for early care providers, as well as a link to your licensing agency with the listed requirement. So for this assignment, you're going to print this form right here that I'll open in just a minute. You need to read and sign the letter yourself as the degree candidate. The owner or director of the facility needs to sign, and that they need to initial that you have done the proper background checks. And whoever will be your direct supervisor needs to sign. Now, maybe this is the owner and director, but maybe it's not. So maybe 3 signatures, maybe just 2. So please do not type in the names. Signatures are required, so you really do need to print it off. So let's look at it real quick before we keep going. Thinking. Okay, the Child Development Program at Western Oklahoma State College is committed to producing graduates who meet the needs of early care facilities, children, families, and communities. In order for degree candidates to fully understand and meet the demands required of them when in the workforce, professional experiences are an integral part of our program. Many of our students are already employed in the early care profession, but some are just beginning their educational journey. No matter the experience level, all students must have an early care facility where they are allowed to not only observe, but also directly implement activities with children, create family involvement activities, and design developmentally appropriate child care environments. By signing the chart on the reverse side of the paper, you, that's your director or owner, are allowing, and then here you write in your name, to implement the required coursework in your child care facility. You are also agreeing to support this student, offering guidance and serving as a mentor. Students will have instances when they must observe at an early care facility other than yours. However, your early care center, family child care home, Head Start, or public school pre-K or kindergarten program will serve as the home base for the above mentioned candidate. The degree candidate is expected to follow all of your facility's regulations, practice the NAEYC Code of Ethical Conduct, and be a professional in every aspect while implementing developmentally appropriate practices with the children and their families. The student will notify Western's Child Development Program if he or she no longer works or volunteers at your early care facility. So you'll reach out to me if you change the place where you're doing your field experiences. Owners, directors, and supervisors are encouraged to contact Erin Sturgeon, me, if there are any questions, concerns, or problems that arise. And then it says see reverse because there's the chart. So your supervisor would probably appreciate it if you fill this out. You might not know the DHS rating or accreditation, so you can get them to tell you that. Or you can ask them to fill it out. It just depends on your relationship. Then this is where your supervisor will circle that you either have or have not completed the background checks. And they'll initial here. If the answer is has not, they need to fill this out explaining what's happening. Then they'll write their name here, sign here, date here below. And then if your supervisor is different, direct name or the name of your direct supervisor here, signature here, date here, and then this part's for you. Okay, so this form is very important that I have to have on file for you. And if it ever changes, you need to get a new form filled out and submitted to me and to your child development professional portfolio. So let's go back to where we were. Maybe. Okay, once the form is complete, you will upload it here and turn it in just like you do other assignments. And you're going to put it in the fieldwork folder of your child development professional portfolio. Please do not do this by taking a photo of the paper. It needs to be scanned as a PDF. If it's a photo, I'm going to deduct points, and I'm not even sure that you'll be able to put it in your portfolio if it's a photo. So it really needs to be a scanned document, and that might seem tedious, but we have a lot of documentation in this program. And so we need to start learning how to do it the right way instead of just always getting by with a photograph. So hopefully, but it's likely wherever you're doing your field work has a scanner, and you can maybe use that. If they don't, I know that iPhones have a scanning option. If you go into notes, if you're not on an iPhone, there are apps available to scan to PDF. So just look for one of those apps. And then if you're using your phone, obviously it's on your phone, then not on your computer. So it's hard to upload, but you can then email that document to yourself, and then you will go to your computer, open your email, download that document, and then you've got it saved wherever you save documents, and then you can upload it just like you've uploaded other things. So I'm sorry if that's a couple extra steps, but once you get used to it, it won't be that big of a deal, and it just works a lot better than attaching pictures as we move on. And you've got a couple years of being in this program, and really as adults, there are things we scan all the time. I learned about the PDF option on a scan to PDF option on my phone during lockdown during COVID, because there were, it was just very handy during that time. And I was so relieved to know about that. And I use it all the time now. So reach out to me, obviously, if you have any questions, and I'm excited to see where everybody's doing their field experiences. All right, thanks.